Hey everybody, this is David with your Tip Thursday, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about what we're studying this weekend. This weekend we're going to be talking about discovering who we are in Christ. And for our kids, this is so important because knowing who they are and what their identity is and finding that in Jesus is the most important thing that I think our kids can do, and things that we can do for our kids. So with that in mind, for our first and second graders, we actually have two different versions of the tribe guides and the packets this week, because I want to give the kids a little bit of a different experience. For our first and second graders, we're just going to be talking about what it means to believe in God and to follow God and to find our identity in God. But for our third and fourth graders, they're starting to be a little bit more advanced and are starting to be ready to kind of see how are their special giftings going to be able to be impactful for God in the future. So for them, and because this is different, I wanted to let all of you guys know, we have this sheet that is front and back, and it has things that are our strengths. And so it says here to mark the 7 strengths that you have. So our kids are going to go through, and there's things like adaptable or competitive, and there's some descriptions in here. And you might need to help your kids with this a little bit during the tribe time, but I think this is so important for us to do to help them identify who they are. So they're going to circle 7 of them, and it's front and back, so make sure that they know to look at both sides, and they're going to circle the 7 things that they think are their top strengths. They might have all of these things, they don't, but they might think they do. And so we want them to see what are the 7 things that we think are the things that are strengths of yours, and then in this bottom section they're going to pick their top 3. And so it's just helpful for our kids to be able to identify, what is my calling, what am I called to do with God. And so for our third and fourth graders, I want you to spend a lot of time going through this. We're going to have all of our lesson stuff, but I feel like this is some of the most important lesson stuff that we can do with them this week, because it's something practical and something that they can use, because then when you understand who you are, you can better reach other people because you are leading into your strengths. And so when you go through this and you find those 3 strengths at the bottom for each kid, tell them, hey, these are the things that you should probably lean into, because you're always going to be more successful with your strong things. So if you are a risk taker, you maybe want to go out into the world and do things for God, like be a missionary or something like that. Or if you're really sociable, you want to be one of those people that are trying to connect people all the time, and trusting and loyal. And so there's so many descripting things in here that I think for our third and fourth graders will be really helpful. Just wanted to mention one story. I was talking with a parent this week, and they had just mentioned that their child had seen someone just out and about that was one of their leaders at camp this year. And it made such an impact on that kid, because they were so excited to see that person, because that person remembered their names. And so guys, I just want to remind you that every week we're having that opportunity to make an impact in a kid's life, and this person only saw that person one time during the summer and was in their group for one time, but made an impact that person remembered who they were. So remember that we're getting the chance to make that impact every single week with our kids. And I want to give a shout out this week to Bob Higgins. He had kind of a difficult group this week and Jack Buckley as well. They kind of had a difficult group this week because a kid attended that I wasn't expecting to attend, that had some special needs that we hadn't been able to assess yet, and they did a great job handling him and making sure that they communicated with me, because it was just a kid that we weren't quite ready for, and they made sure that they communicated with me. So I want to make sure you guys understand I am always there to hear any questions, concerns that you have, and when you let me know those things, I can get working on them and making sure that we're addressing them earlier. So good job to Bob and Jack this week. Well done, and I will see you guys this weekend. So make sure that you come prepared for all of that stuff about identity and discovering who we are. It's going to be a great week, so bye.